Nikon Z9 recall customer experience, fix or fail. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus. That zing of the bergamot, just so good, so good. Hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a photo day. Today is a real world customer experience day. A really great guy, friend of the show for years now, wrote into the channel and provided me with a story about his experience sending in his brand new Nikon Z9. Now, I talked about this about, 5, 6 videos ago in short, and now we actually have the outcome. And the question is, was it a good experience, bad experience? Was it fixed? Was it a fail? What happened with this? And these are the type of stories that I think are very important for any current Nikon user that might want to go to a different brand because they're not happy with Nikon, or if you're a brand new shooter and you're trying to decide which brand to get involved with. Remember, once you get into a brand and you start buying high-end glass, I call it like a marriage certificate. You're basically in it for life. All right. For the most part, there are people that will move around, but most people, once they start buying these high-end lenses and they are into it for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, they stay within that ecosystem. So it's very important to make the decision which camera manufacturer to go with for the long haul. All right. And stories like this are very important in my personal opinion. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to read what he sent to me, and then I'll give you my commentary on it as I always do. But more importantly, I want to hear your thoughts. So in the comment area below this video, I want to know, what do you think about this experience, maybe an experience that you've had with Nikon, positive or negative. Anything that you can share with the community is always appreciated. All right. So before we get into this, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, as always, go check them out. They are free. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. Also, a lot of folks have been asking me about the VPN that I'm using. I am currently using PureVPN. If you're trying to secure your home or maybe business data, a VPN could be very powerful. It provides 256-bit encryption, but also it allows you to be more anonymous while surfing the web. The nice folks over there at PureVPN provided me with a link. That link is going to give you over 80% off. So go check that out. So at the cost of like a latte per month, you will get that security and that protection for using a VPN. So take a look at the pinned comment below as well as the description for that link if you are interested in a VPN. I love this story because it is a real world accounting of what happened, what transpired when this person, friend of the show, sent in his brand new Z9 for repair for this recall problem that was going on. So let's jump right into it. I bought a brand new Z9, got it home, and registered the serial number at Nikon USA website. I never took the camera body out of the box. It never had a battery in it. 0 clicks on the body. A week later, I received an email from Nikon saying my camera might fall under a TSA, or Technical Service Advisory, for replacement of the lens release button. Now, I talked to you guys about this, that the problem with this camera was the button wasn't working and lenses were trapped. They were stuck on the Nikon Z9, and that's what this recall was all about. I checked and my camera serial number was indeed listed under the TSA. That's a horrible thing to see when you have a brand new camera that you haven't used yet, right? I proceeded to go through the online TSA service request process, and because it was such a new issue, the website apparently was swamped with people checking, and I got kicked out of the system when I tried to print the free shipping label. I called the Nikon service line and determined that a Nikon service center in Signal Hill, California, or the West Coast repair site, was accepting walk-ins. So I opt to hand deliver my Z9 to avoid some parcel carrier from throwing the camera around. Smart decision. When I arrived at the Nikon service center, the place was quiet with one customer ahead of me. The front counter tech was excellent. He took his time with the person in front of me and went out of his way to help him. Regarding my issue, I felt very confident because of how the previous customer was taken care of. Truly sincere and knowledgeable customer service. That's good to know. After a brief discussion regarding the TSA and confirmation of my camera serial number, my camera body was taken to the back to technicians and I was given a receipt. I was told the camera would be finished 1 to 2 days later and they would call me to pick it up if I opted to do that. Of course, I did. In the early morning of the second day, I received a phone call saying the camera was ready for pickup. I immediately drove 60 miles to pick it up. When I arrived, the camera was ready, there was no line, and the same gentleman was at the counter. He went over the goodwill work that was performed on the camera at no charge. I'm providing a redacted copy of the service performed by Nikon and a photo of how the camera was packaged and sealed for my pickup. I'll show that somewhere around here so you can see it and go over it. I think this is also very important. Things happen, and I understand it was an inconvenience, but I am very pleased with how Nikon has dealt with the issue in a timely and professional manner. I am not a professional photographer, but they treated me like I was one. I feel as though my camera is better than off the shelf because the quote OCD techs at the service center went over the camera with a fine-tooth comb. They even zeroed out the clicks they put on the camera for diagnostic purposes. So the first shot I take with the camera will be 0001. I felt so good about how things went with the Nikon Z9 that on the drive home, I detoured to Sammy's camera and treated myself to a brand new Nikon Z50 MC f2.8 lens. Can't wait for the battery to finish charging so I can set the Z9 up and take these new tools for a spin. Thank you so much for sending that to the channel. So I want to just say that this is a really great story because once again, like I said, people need to know how services perform from the different companies. I don't know about you guys, but I can't tell you how many times I've bought a product and then something went wrong. And then when I tried to have it serviced, it was literally like pulling damn teeth. This story shows to me, and I think shows to you guys, that Nikon not only is standing behind the equipment and the recall, but they're doing it in a professional manner. They're doing it perfectly, let's just say, just by looking at how it's packaged, how this whole thing is written up, the service that was performed, as well as the service that he received and the attention that he received as a quote-unquote professional photographer, even though he wasn't one. I think that is fantastic. So kudos goes to Nikon. I have poo-pooed them a lot in the past, especially during the recalls of past. When we saw, for example, like the D750 get recall after recall after recall. I remember at that time even saying that if Nikon didn't get the D850, the successor to the 750, right, and not have any recalls, their days would be numbered. Because it was just so bad for the morale of the Nikon users. Seeing those recalls happen one after another after another, that is a major QC problem. Quality control is so important when it comes to anything technical. You cannot have recall after recall after recall. You just can't. So seeing that this recall happened immediately and it was corrected immediately and they did a really good job at it, I am going to be watching them to see if another recall happens sooner than later. I'm going to say it won't. And the reason being is because they saw what happened with the morale and their negative publicity with the D750 and other recalls prior, that I don't think it's going to happen again. I think they've tightened up their ship. So for me, if I was a brand new photographer and I was looking for a camera system, I would definitely look at Nikon. Of course, I would look at the specific camera's capabilities and, most importantly, the lens lineup to make sure that the capabilities are what I need, but also that the lenses are available for what I am doing. But certainly Nikon is at the caliber of a Canon or Sony. So it's definitely something to look at if you are new. And if you are already a Nikon user, this story should at least make you feel comfortable with your purchase. And understand that Nikon is at a place right now that not only if a recall happens, they're going to take care of it immediately, and they're going to do a really professional job with it. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, down below in the comment area, let me hear your thoughts. Have you had an experience with Nikon customer service? How was it? Also, are you a Nikon shooter? Do you like it? Are you looking to move to a different platform? If you are not a Nikon shooter and you're brand new, or if you are with a different company, are you looking at Nikon for a new camera system to get into? Let's have this discussion below. Once again, this channel is all about us, not me, some talking head, right? It's all about us. Everything that happens on this channel worthwhile happens down here in the comment area. There's a lot of smart people down there, and a lot of them are smarter than me. So read all those comments. There is usually hundreds. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please throw it a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And if you are subscribed, click this little button over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. One last thing, if you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so. There is a thank you button down there. Thank you, YouTube, for the thank you button. If you click that, you can give a couple of bucks, or even better, don't do that and just simply become a member of the channel. That would be even better. So anyways, guys, I am out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.